Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Practical Learning Assets. So in today's video, we are going to start with chapter 4 of psychology, that is human development. So let's start with what is development or the meaning of development. Now when we think of development, we think of physical changes as these are commonly observed at home, with younger siblings, with parents and grandparents, in school, with peers or others around us. Now from conception until the moment of death, we not only change physically, but we also change in the way we think, we use the language and develop social relationships. Now one thing that we should remember is that changes are not confined to any one area of a person's life. They occur in the person in an integrated manner. Now development is the pattern of progressive, orderly and predictable changes that begin at conception and continue throughout the life. Now development mostly involves changes that both grow and decline as observed during old age. Development is influenced by an interplay of biological, cognitive and socio-emotional processes. Development due to genes inherited from parents, such as in height and in weight, brain, heart and lung development, etc. They all point towards the role of biological processes. The role of cognitive processes in development relate to mental activities associated with the process of knowing and experiencing, such as thoughts, perception, attention, problem solving, etc. Socio-emotional processes that influence development refer to changes in an individual's interactions with other people, changes in emotions and in personality. Now again, it is very important to remember that the biological, cognitive and socio-emotional processes are interwoven. These processes influence changes in the development of the individual as a whole throughout the human lifespan. Now as we are talking about the human lifespan, there comes a topic that is lifespan perspective on development. So the study of development according to the lifespan perspective, also known as LSP, includes the following assumptions. So the very first one is development is lifelong, that is it takes place across all age groups starting from conception to old age and then death. The various processes of human development, that is biological, cognitive and socio-emotional, they are interwoven in the development of a person throughout the lifespan, as we have read this earlier also. Then the third point is development is multidirectional. Some dimensions or components of a given dimension of development may increase while others show decrement. For example, the experiences of adults may make them wiser and guide their decisions. However, with an increase in age, one's performance is likely to decrease on tasks requiring speed, such as running. Development is highly plastic. Now here the word plastic means that is within person. Modifiability is found in psychological development. Though plasticity varies among individuals, this means skills and ability can be improved or developed throughout the lifespan. Development is influenced by historical conditions. For example, the experiences of 20-year-olds who lived through the freedom struggle in India would be very different from the experience of 20-year-olds of today. Development is the concern of number of disciplines. An individual responds and acts on contexts which include what was inherited, the physical environment, social, historical, and cultural contexts. Now then comes factors that influence development. Now let us see what are the factors that influence the development. Okay, have you observed in your class that some of you have dark skin, others have light colored skins, colors of your hair and eyes are different. Some of you are tall, others are short. Some are quiet or sad, while others are talkative or cheerful. People also differ with respect to intelligence, learning abilities, memory and other psychological characteristics beside physical characteristics. Now despite these variations, no one can be mistaken for other species. We all are Homo sapiens. Now what causes us to be different from each other but at the same time more likely each other? The answer lies in the interaction of heredity and environment. Now, the principles of heredity explain the mechanism for transmission of characteristics by every species from one generation to the next. Our genetic codes are alike in one important way. They contain the human genetic code. Now, it is because of the human genetic code that a fertilized human egg grows into a human baby and cannot grow into an elephant, a bird, or a mouse. Genetic transmission is very complex. Most characteristics that we observe in humans are combinations of larger number of genes. It is also not possible to possess all the characteristics made available to us by the genetic structure. The actual genetic material or a person's genetic heritage is known as genotype. However, not all of this genetic material is apparent or distinctly identifiable in our observable characteristics. Phenotype is the way an individual's genotype is expressed in observable and measurable characteristics. Phenotypes include physical traits such as height, weight, eye, and skin color. Now, these observable characteristics of an individual are the result of the interaction between the person's inherited traits and the environment. Genes provide a distinct blueprint and timetable for the development of an individual, but genes do not exist in isolation, and development occurs within the context of an individual's environment. This is what makes each one of us a unique person. Now, what are the environmental influences? How does the environment affect the development? Now, imagine a child with genotype that predisposes her or him to be introverted in an environment that promotes social interaction and extroversion. The influence of such an environment may make the child a little extroverted. Now, let us take another example. An individual with short height genes, even if she or he is in a very good nutritional environment, will never be able to be taller than average. This shows that genes set the limit, and within the limit, the environment influences development. Now, Sandra Scott believes that the environment that parents provide for their children depends to some extent on their own genetic predisposition. Like a child's own genotype, such as being cooperative and attentive, is likely to result in teachers and parents giving more pleasant response as compared to children who are not cooperative or not attentive. Besides these, children themselves choose certain environments based on their genotype. Now, the interactions with environment keep changing from infancy through adolescence. Environmental influences are as complex as the genes we inherit. So guys, this was all for today's video. We have discussed two topics in our today's video, that is what is development and the factors that affect the development. So in our next video, we will start with the context of development. So guys, if you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Bye guys.